Hi, welcome to Dating Intelligence, the podcast where we give relationship advice from dating to marriage and everything else in between. And always with the goal of helping you to continuously be the best you at all times.
So if you're looking for real, honest advice to help navigate
you got it.
relationships,
You got it.
we've got you covered.
We got you covered.
John,
All right.
what the hell were you looking at?
That was just funny, the way that all unfolded there.
It unfolds that way all the time. All right, guys. Hello. We got another episode today, and we got a great look at this. We have a forum today. This is amazing.
I know. I'm so excited.
This is the most we've had so far. So we have the owner of Sticky Paws Studio, which we are very grateful to have, John Orlando, here today. We thank you so much for having us in your studio.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
This is fun.
Yeah, I think it's like a home now, and obviously we have finally on air, Jamie. Look who we have over here, Travis.
We always talk about
This
Travis.
is a first. He's never done a podcast as a guest in
ever
here.
been a guest on a podcast. I've only kind of hosted some test podcasts, but
So you're kind of a virgin.
this is yeah. I guess you're. Yeah, this is my guest virginity being popped right all over this table right now.
Yep.
But you've done some behind the scenes, right?
Constantly.
Yeah,
I've engineered most of your shows.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, I've always been behind the camera, but now I'm in front of the camera. Isn't that right, camera one?
Well, we see that we have the voice now. The voice matched.
oh my
matched the
gosh,
man.
you guys numbered the cameras.
It cost about $50,000, but we finally did it.
Yeah.
Finally did it.
so you
great.
could be like Jamie, camera 3.
Yeah, exactly. Except they're so small you can barely see
Right.
them.
I can see them because I have great vision.
Yeah, 2020.
Well, I have stronger in one eye.
Oh.
So what is that, 2015?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
hawk. Hawks have like 520 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
So I
X-ray
can
vision
fucking
and shit.
see shit.
That's
Yeah,
why you're
that's
so
awesome.
good at shooting.
Maybe.
Actually, yeah, that's.
Is that really why though, John?
Probably.
Well,
really?
no, because I'm actually right
The other eye?
I'm right eye dominant.
Well, imagine if you weren't.
I know.
You might
I
actually
could
be
be
good.
like,
Yeah, you might want to switch it up.
I could be a trick shooter like
Have you been coming in
Jared.
second? That's why. You'd be coming in first.
John, I don't even place in the top 10.
You don't?
No.
Let's not forget, people. She's
You're
on
like
the
the
Super
Anna
Squad.
Kournikova of shooters. You're
Yeah,
hot, but you
right?
just never win.
But I always have the biggest audience.
Yeah, right.
And I sell the most shit.
And that's why
so-
you're there at these
Yeah.
competitions, right?
And she's got great sponsors.
So-
Let's not forget
Yeah.
about
I do
that.
have amazing sponsors. Shout out to Armscore
Nice.
and Microtech. Hello.
OTF.
Yeah.
So do you really need to come in first place if you have what she has? By the
No.
way? Agreed.
You just need to show up.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
cares
I
what
feel
place
like
you come
it's
in?
never too late to start. So,
I like that.
Yeah. So a lot of these shooters have been shooting since they were young kids, and then I just kind of show up to the scene, and I'm here to have fun.
I got an award in
Burn
Boy
it
Scouts
down.
for shooting birdshot when I was like
What?
11.
Did you get your eagle?
I did get my eagle. I'm an Eagle Scout.
I love
And
that.
I'm a visual honor for anyone who knows what that means, but if you don't.
what is that?
explain,
mean?
Yeah.
It's basically a cult within Boy Scouts. So when you're 18, you're like age out, right?
Yeah.
But this goes till 21. So you
What?
have 3 more years of adult leadership. It's literally like a bureaucracy. You go to meetings every week. You host events, like banquets. It's like the white person part of Boy Scouts.
Wait,
Wow.
so you could
Yeah.
take me camping and we
yeah,
could survive.
I know how to tie knots.
Okay.
That's on my
Can
Tinder
you
profile.
Can you build a fire?
I can build a fire.
So you can keep me
Different
warm?
fires. I could log cabin, teepee.
See, I feel like this is Rambo style right there. That's Rambo.
I feel like she's
style.
making advances. I mean, I'm just over here watching
I
this.
just can't
and-
see your hands on my thighs.
Yeah, that didn't feel like hypothetical. That was
checklist.
like I'm inquiring to know, like if we do this,
But
Are you qualified?
I can't hunt. I don't know how to hunt. I never
It's
killed
okay.
any-
It's all right.
I can do
She'll-
that.
Remember, she has the gun.
Yeah.
She's
The gun.
good at that.
All right.
I have a few.
Oh, that's.
Would you hunt?
Would I hunt? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's just hunting takes a certain amount of patience I don't have. Like you
Okay.
will sit in a
I can
blind
see your
for
leg. It's like,
hours and hours.
it's because you make him nervous.
oh,
No,
Yeah.
I would be doing this behind the rig right now.
really?
I bet Chase is doing it right now.
But do you hunt like deer? Do you hunt?
Yeah. So I'll send a photo to post up. So I was in Maui a few months ago, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to hunt?" And I'm like, "What? Like we can hunt on the island?" And he
Boar,
was like, "Yeah,
right?
we did access deer."
Wow.
So
Oh.
yeah, so we
As opposed to the allied deer.
well, it looks a little more like
World War II
Bambi.
joke, everyone.
You hunted Bambi?
Well, the axis deer they're beautiful animals. They have
Right.
like the spots on the back. But I will say I won't shoot anything that I'm not going to eat. So I was taught that from a young age because my dad hunts, and
What
so
does
yeah,
access deer taste like?
it's a little gamey. But maybe we can blame Joe for that because he prepared it.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't like a huge fan of it, so it's probably not something that I would hunt again.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you're saying, but what Travis was asking though, does it still require a lot of time? Because I understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
so
It's
I feel like
time-consuming.
when I hunt again, then I'll do bow hunting. So I got a Hoyt bow.
The compound bows, that you stretch.
Mine's like a little, my pull is heavy, so I'm still working on my strength. I think it's like 40 or 50, and
I wouldn't
Tiny
know anything
arms.
about it. You could just
Yeah.
say that's the top one and you're the best, and I would be okay with
yeah.
that.
So, well, I used a gun, a firearm when.
She's like, fuck it, pulls the gun out.
Yeah.
Well, no, we had.
You
we
miss
had,
with the bow, you're like, fuck it.
No. I just feel
Feel
like
lucky punk.
I feel like it's a little more fair if you're bow hunting, and maybe I don't know. I just feel like it would be different.
I think that's what makes the difference between the sport, the necessity, and then just like recreation purely.
Yeah.
Because why would anyone hunt now if it wasn't for like the process? But a lot of people bow hunt for that exact reason, because it adds a layer of complexity.
Right.
That makes it
you respect it
reward.
so much more, I think, versus. And hey, I'm not knocking anyone that gets their animals with a rifle. I feel like it's something that everyone should know how to do, just in case. Like, I would like to know that I could feed my family in case of a crisis and we couldn't get food anymore. So I
What would
feel
you
like,
hunt in Vegas?
No, you know what? You laugh, but we've set up trail
Coyotes?
cams. No. There's deer. We set up trail cams. It's north of state line.
Oh.
Oh,
Just in the
north of
desert?
state line.
Yes.
Near the mountains, or just in plains?
It's so I-15 towards LA, and it's literally like right off the exit, like I want to say an hour out of town.
Wow.
So there's deer out there.
Wow.
Yeah, nice ones.
If shit hit the fan,
If shit hit the fan, I could feed my family.
but would you be able to? And realistically, if shit hit the fan, everyone would be trying to hunt. That
I would
means
just
there's
rob
no
houses.
food.
Oh,
Honestly,
I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
Start
so,
that way. You definitely would start that way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
start with the homes, and then you work your way out to the
Right.
deer.
I think the people who will survive when shit hits the fan are the fattest people, because everyone will kill for food, each other,
Right.
and then the fat people will get skinny, and then they can start hunting.
Yeah, but don't you feel like the fat people would be the? I don't mean to be saying this too much on air, but don't you think they'd be the slowest ones? Then they
Yeah.
would be the first ones chased down.
I guess you're
no
right.
one's catching my ass.
You
I'm
guys-
sorry.
Have you thought
no
about
one's
this?
catching my ass.
I have. I
Okay,
think a
because
lot. I think a lot.
I
of
feel
things.
like I have the arsenal, so this is really bad. Should we even say this out
All of a
loud?
sudden, is this called The Purge? This podcast? What's
Right.
going on here?
That's a
But
great name for this
who's
one.
the first? Like, I know the first people I would hit, and I don't even want to say this because of my neighbors, but
Right.
who rations the food?
Yeah.
Do you know who it is?
No.
There's a certain religion out there.
Oh, it's
It
it's
always
Mormons.
has
The
the
Mormons.
fucking
They
food
put
storages.
cans of stuff in their walls.
So you're going
They
to the
do.
Mormon
I,
Really?
households
I would hit the
first.
Mormons.
It's like they're ready
Sorry,
for the
guys.
rapture or
Wow.
something.
So you're going to Donny Osmond's first.
Yes, he
Donny
probably,
Osmond, you're going to Anthem.
he probably has like
Yeah.
a big food storage.
You bet your ass
So
he
I go
does,
big.
you know?
So are you do you have like a food storage at all?
No,
Do you,
I travel too much. It doesn't make sense for me.
I've seen a
But I mean-
refrigerator. It's very true.
You don't do that like powdered food or whatever, like the
I have
survival
I do
food
have
that-
it in the back of my truck, so I do have a
dehydrated.
survival kit.
the
Pardon me?
dehydrated food.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
some of the best ice cream sandwich I've ever had. Is
What?
dehydrated ice cream.
Seriously?
I've
sandwiches.
never had that.
And honestly, it melts in your mouth because your saliva just turns into the food. But
How does it stay cold?
you don't need to. It's
Okay.
it's freeze dried. It's just dried.
Okay.
Has no
and
moisture.
it survives in like one of those pouches, like
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, and then you crack into it. It's like a cracker, but then in your mouth it turns into the
Ice
substance.
cream
crazy.
sandwich?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not ice
Who
cream.
knew?
Who knew? Yeah. I used to be mad at my friends that hunt. Like, I have a lot of friends that hunt, and I used to be like, how could you shoot a deer? Like, how do you do it? I get it. We eat it, whatever. But it's like,
But they do. They said
just
they
go get
do,
a steak.
right?
Yeah. And it wasn't
Yeah.
until watching Joe Rogan over and over and over. And he's like,
Wants
you ever
meat.
seen you know how that deer dies in the wild? Like, it gets mauled by 8 wolves at
Yep.
the same time, eaten alive. I'm like,
Right.
when you say it like that, yeah, it's a
But
big
we
deal.
know the
Yeah.
8 wolves don't have guns. They're
Right.
chasing them down, for sport. They need
Yeah.
it for their, once again, they need it for necessities. So
Yeah.
Is this
I'm
a
with you.
dating intelligence podcast?
Yeah, we got onto hunting and...
It all relates.
guys
to
Well,
did-
yeah, because
relationships
you know how
somewhere
what
down
brought
the
it
road.
up was how she was courting you about
yeah.
Yeah. I am an Eagle Scout. I know how
can
to
you
tie
feed
knots.
her?
I can
out
I
in the
can
woods to survive.
Go
Right.
to Albertsons and pick you up some deer or something.
Oh.
It's very
There we go.
gamey.
Yeah, so a lot of people, when we invite them on our show, they think, well, I'm married, so it's probably not going to be a good fit for me. But our show is really
Yeah.
Like
I tell everyone
it's a play
just
on words.
It is. It's a play on words
Right.
because I
Yeah,
say when
so it's
someone
not
married to me goes,
necessarily on
"Well, I'm
dating.
not dating. I'm married." I go, "You should be dating all the time." Which,
Yeah.
you know,
That's a good
and
point.
they're like,
Don't
"Oh
get
yeah, good
comfortable.
point. Thank you very much." So
Yeah.
that's why. But that's where it came from. But
Yeah.
but I feel like the topic of the purge right now, it's a part of relationship stuff because when it comes down to it, who are you grabbing first?
I'm tripping
Right.
so I can have more time
Right.
to run.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that my significant other, I'm not going to eat her first. So I'll have other people to worry about, and she's going to be safe
she's
for
like
a minute.
4th or 5th down on the list.
Wait, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. And then the kids are a little bit lower.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
So
We all know
Yeah.
the Donner Party, right? Isn't that over here? Is our Tahoe, right?
there goes
Yeah.
that favorite pet out
Yeah.
the window. Yeah, out the
Fuck.
window.
Right.
All right, guys. So we have, as you know, we just said we got the Sticky Paws Studio guys on air today, which is great. And John, we're super happy to have you. So first of all, before we get into some more stuff, what have you been up to? This is your
man,
first time on the
nothing.
show. I want to know what
Yeah.
you've been up to.
What I've been up to, just working like a dog.
Okay.
Just, I would say working at this place, but I don't really do much. Travis
Yeah.
does everything here.
probably comes in here
You don't
once
have
a
to
month.
agree so fast to that. Like, jeez, he didn't even give me a minute to he's like, yeah, no, he doesn't do shit over here. Yeah, I do it all.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, Travis does it all over here. I've been working a lot. I got a gig a few months ago working with Maxim. Like the magazine,
Right,
only they
right.
launched an NFT division. Do you know? Are you
Yes.
NFT
Wow.
friendly yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few of my
so-
friends were in New York for that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was there. I was
Yeah,
there. I
I
spoke.
saw.
Yeah, I was. So I'm the CEO of Maxim NFT now.
Okay, so are they using what, like the
and I'm
photos
not
from Maxim
qualified.
to do
No.
the NFT stuff?
What's that?
So tell us more about
Yeah, yeah. So we'll do talent deals obviously with models.
Okay.
But we'll also do just anyone that makes sense for the brand or anyone that would be in the magazine, which is just about anybody cool, right? Any rock stars, athletes, influencers, anyone of that nature
Okay.
that could make sense. Yeah. So we're doing some fun stuff that I can't mention all of it yet. But
All right, but it's
How
on the
exciting.
uptick.
yeah, we need to do one. We should do one with you. We need to do a Maxim. We need to get you in the magazine and
great at
stuff.
that.
I've
NFTs.
been on the cover of Maxim.
Wow.
But not
Yeah.
NFT style. We
Not
need
Yeah.
NFT
the new
style,
way.
no.
Not the
Yeah.
cover of
Yeah.
Maxim NFT.
Right.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna do an NFT issue.
So Maxim NFT is its own magazine now?
No. But we
okay.
are going to do an NFT issue.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Maybe once.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, once a year, maybe 2 a year. Yeah.
That's pretty.
How many
pretty
Bitcoin will that be worth, by the way?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
cool. It's
Okay.
Ethereum.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not
Bitcoin's
Yeah.
down.
Bitcoin is it depends on when you post this. It might be at 100,000 when you post it.
That's
it might
true.
be
Right.
inaccurate.
That's a good point.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So-
Did you buy Ethereum on the dip?
I actually got in 2016.
Oh,
yeah,
you were early.
Okay,
And you
how
haven't-
much
you
did you
move
pay
it.
for it in 2016?
Bitcoin
300?
was $1,000.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
Did you buy a Bitcoin?
No, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it. Like I bought $100 of Bitcoin because that's
You got to
what
remember, he was 20 back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Smart
Yeah.
move still, though.
Yeah.
I'm
No, in
like
2016 I
awful
was
with age.
18.
18.
What?
Sorry. Yeah.
And Office Depot didn't pay me a lot. But ironically, my boss at Office Depot is the one who told me about Bitcoin and says buy as much as possible.
Okay.
And it was right before the first kind of like incline.
Yeah.
And I did sell because I had no concept of anything. I researched it, but I was like, I'm going to buy my girlfriend at the time, my family, a bunch of gifts, gift cards. Got my girlfriend like a $600 gift card to Sephora.
Yeah.
Didn't pay taxes on it. I mean, I did pay taxes on it. That's all I'll
Wink,
say.
wink.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no. So I got in early. But what was great is like during that time where like nothing happened for like 4 years, I just held Bitcoin, and it became whatever it became.
But
Do
what
you
about
still
it?
have it?
Yeah. So
Wow.
now I'm just dumping as much money as I can
On top of it.
On top of it.
I think it's like at 50,000
Right now, yeah, one Bitcoin's 50,000. I think Ethereum is like 6,000.
No,
4,000?
Ethereum
4,000.
is it was down to like 34 and now it's at 4, it's up to 4 again.
Right.
Yeah.
But it goes from like 38 to like 4.
I almost never concern myself with the price of crypto unless you're like an active trader, because otherwise it's like it's a savings account.
Right.
Like at this point, like money is losing value in your bank account.
Yes.
So just put it in Bitcoin, and
I
even if
agree.
it goes down,
It's going to go back up.
Yeah.
And by the time you're going to take it out, you're not even going to convert it back into money. You're just going to spend it as a Bitcoin or spend it as Ethereum or Litecoin.
That's true,
or whatever.
Do you have any Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about NFTs?
I don't yet, which is comical.
We have
considering
Sticky Paws
my
NFTs.
position. Yeah, we do have
Really?
Sticky Paws
We have
NFTs.
Sticky Paws
I don't even
NFTs.
have one of those. What am I doing? I'm asleep at the wheel.
I bought my own NFT
Did
just
you?
to see how it worked. Yeah, it's do you know the little scratch symbol on our?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
you
made it
made
a
it
3D
an
version
NFT?
of it. It spins around, and you can. We have a gold, silver,
Oh,
platinum
wow.
glass. and then a knockoff one, which is the cheapest one.
Okay.
I made our own knockoff. So no one
You
else
did?
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, it's on OpenSea. Just look up Sticky Paws Studios.
I like it.
Yeah, don't let him sell you a knockoff, John. You
Right?
need to
Yeah,
buy
that'll
one
be
of
my
those
luck.
suckers.
I buy the knockoff at our own studio.
John will be like,
I buy the
"That
one
one's
that's not worth
numbered."
anything.
It's like it's negative 300
Yeah.
versus like the
You'll
300
gain money
versus-
and then lose it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Do you
Yeah.
understand the whole NFT?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Do you understand?
No.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
just think digital collectibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
shoes that you only keep in your closet because it looks cool and wear
Right.
to events.
And then you hold on to it till it gains value.
But you don't. You don't hold on to sneakers because they gain value. But if you're going broke, you might want to sell them.
Got it.
All I
that's
know
what
is
NFTs are.
yeah. All I know is one of my kids who talked when I knew of what it was, just the name of it. I didn't know exactly what it was. He was in school. You know, he's a junior in high school. Was sitting in class. They said these NBA cards came out on this day.
Yep.
He bought the pack for $16. Flipped that. About 2 hours later, he flipped out one of his cards that he had, a good one. He sold it for $700 in 2
Yeah.
hours time.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell just happened?
There's so much
here?
money to make
All
in
right.
the trading aspect of crypto, which
Right.
is the only reason why it's blowing up. The practical use of any of this is null. There's no reason to buy it unless you want to either hold it and invest or trade it and make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why so many people are just like, I don't get it. It's because it doesn't make sense right now.
Well, by the time they get it, it's going to be too late, and they'll be kind of like.
I mean,
capped out
look
of
at
stuff
you though.
then.
You bought in when Bitcoin was literally $1,000, and it hasn't even been 10 years, and now it's worth like 56,000.
Yeah, it's
100%.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So-
about that all the time, and I think about my boss who had money. And like during the first job, I'm like, how much money did you make? She's like, oh. She told me a number, and I was just like flabbergasted. If she hasn't spent any of that now, I have no
Oh,
idea.
wow.
She better not be working for Office Depot still. I
She
hope
just
Yeah.
bought Office Depot, I read. No.
Patricia,
Yeah.
I'm looking out for you.
Yeah.
I need a sugar mama.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's Sugar Mama. That's a good one. I can
Would you
look
date
into that
someone
one.
that made like a lot more money than you?
100%.
Would it make you feel uncomfortable if they
No.
spoiled you with gifts?
They would have to be gifts I need. They would have to be like functional gifts.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a very materialistic person in terms of like stuff.
Yeah.
But if it has function, like if she bought me like I drive a Toyota 4Runner, that's the 99. So she bought me in just a normal new car, I'd be ecstatic and okay with that. But if she bought me a
Like a
Ferrari
Razavani?
or something,
Yeah.
I would be like, return this, get
Yeah,
me
too much.
a Hyundai, please, or something that is more functional
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Okay.
So you wouldn't use her. That's what he's
Yeah.
saying. Yeah. I actually broke up with a girl. She was a trust fund baby, worth millions, and we moved out here together. Bought a house in Los Angeles, and literally about 7 months. We were probably together for about 2 years. About 7 months into our lives here, ended up breaking up with her because she was one of those girls where she. Was flighty. She had money. She didn't have to work. She didn't have to do this and that.
Right.
So she decided to open up a shoe store inside of this, a lingerie store and shoe store inside of this massive, it was this really good boutique.
Yep.
She had the option to open it upstairs. Because of the people downstairs, she got Prada. She got all Louis Vuitton. She got all these great shoes in this lingerie just because the owner downstairs was so high in demand in the area and everybody shopped there, right? So fast forward to about 4 months later, she decided she wanted to shut it down because she wanted to go traveling again. And
my
I looked
God.
at her and I went, I can't date you anymore. Like she quit on herself, and I go, I
Right.
just can't date someone who just doesn't have any gumption or any discipline
Right.
to continue with something. What's your drive and motivation? Traveling.
Discipline
Yeah.
is hot. I
Yeah.
love discipline.
But how
I
much
love it
was
too.
she worth? I mean, do we need to rethink? No, I mean, I'm just talking here. We're
Let's just say
talking.
this: when she turned 30 at the time, she got another amount of money
Right.
into a trust, and then I think every 10 years she'd get another amount until she's eventually going to own it all herself when her dad passes or something like that. So,
Millions.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friends thought I was an idiot.
Yeah.
But I was
no,
like,
I get
just
it, but I think
can't
Travis
be that
needs her
person.
number.
I need her
think-
number.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you'd break up with her too.
Does she want
so.
just a really bad relationship all at once?
Well, she's married now. She is married
Oh.
now because she met a guy that basically was one of those guys. And all of her boyfriends were those guys that would just follow her around like puppy dogs and just be
Right.
like, she's paying for everything. And I was like,
Couldn't do
I
that.
can't. I'm here for a reason. That's why I moved to LA. I'm not going to go off your coattail with just
Right.
do nothing.
Yeah.
Because that can only last me
I would,
so long.
I would still have to work though. Even
Yeah.
if it would have to be, I wouldn't quit my job unless like we had kids and if she wanted to continue to work, I'd probably be a stay-at-home dad.
Okay, but what if she said, hey, Travis, I want to go to Australia for 3 months.
With me?
You got to come with me. I want you to go with me. I turned it down.
If
Yeah,
she
that's
doesn't,
good.
if she
I would
doesn't-
too. I get it.
Yeah, me too.
You
Yeah.
know
I get
what
it.
I mean? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like there was
Wait,
no...
why would you turn it down, John?
Because what about work? What about
right.
what your
But if
all the
she's
goals?
paying for everything for you,
Yeah, but there's
Once
still
again, it can only
stuff,
go for
stuff
so.
I want to do.
Thank
you know,
you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the guys that she's
Wouldn't wanna
with,
just check
they're
out.
not. They're just kind
They
of
have no
like
drive.
Exactly.
They're
They're
not-
just
yeah.
a part of, and they follow her wherever she goes. And now she's
So many
married to a
people
guy
would
like
think you're
that.
crazy, though, right? Or I'm
Absolutely
crazy.
They
Yeah.
thought I was
Yeah.
because I had everything,
Yeah.
and she was amazing. She was a great, fun girl. Like,
Yeah.
and she was like
I can't
anybody
believe
on the
it
book
didn't
should-
even last a year.
It lasted almost 2 years. Almost.
Oh, I
2
thought you
years,
said
yeah.
7 months.
Yeah, no, I broke up with her after we moved to LA after
Got
7
it,
months
got
being
it,
in
got
LA.
it.
Just when she opened up the store, and then I was like, I was on board before all
Yeah.
that. If she would have never had her store, I would have been on board. We'd probably still be together today. But when she tried to do something and all of a sudden quit, I was like, oh, I can't.
It's funny what money will do to some people or all people. Or
You have
know.
options. You
Yeah.
always have options. And when those options something that would matter to any one of us to own something and all of a sudden just throw it away,
Yeah.
and you have the best of the best in your store. We had a shoe sale out of our garage with Prada, Louboutin, all these great shoe lines. And
What?
we had
You didn't
Jimmy
call me?
Choo's. We had people
Just
come to
kidding.
our house and we're like shopping out of our garage. It was a 2-day sale. And we were selling everything for like $200, $100, not full price of what they were. And people to this day, when I walk in LA, will still go, oh my God, you're the guy that had the shoe store at your house. This is like 20 years later.
Whole shoe store.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
Would you rather be with hot but broke, or
Look at
decent? Look at your what?
look at my
she's
my
in her past
history.
guys. Yeah.
Your
Okay.
history.
Yeah.
You got to audit the history.
Yeah, that's a good question,
Yeah.
Jamie. We'll answer it on air.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What? Well, I mean, you could probably answer that.
You
for
answer
me.
it, John.
Well, I want you to answer. Hot and
Why?
broke, or decent and loaded? Tell the truth.
Well, I'm in a little change of pace right now.
'Kay.
So I just feel like they have to be
Established.
a little more established.
And is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with picking decent and
Broke?
loaded over hot and broke? Is there anything wrong with that?
It depends
I mean,
on.
the guys that I dated were hot,
Right.
But they weren't necessarily broke.
Right.
I think I just
They were
I
grinding.
earned-
They were trying
Yeah.
to get there.
But once
so
again,
they went on a lot of trips with me. So I kind of want to change that pattern and do
Right.
something a little different this coming year.
See, but that's the answer right there. What you asked, that last part of it, depends on their motivation and discipline. It's like for me, like yes, we went on trips. I just was not going to go somewhere for 3 months that was going to take me out of what I needed to accomplish
Yeah.
for me. Because
Right.
3 months after that, getting back, I'm all like back to square one again. I
Yeah.
haven't learned or grew at that
Yeah.
moment, So for you though, I think that that point, if the person I feel like is just on board with you, yes, go here and there, but you know what, honey, I got shit to do here. You go have your fun, whatever. I think that's probably a match.
See, but I can usually incorporate work with my trips. So
Your life's a trip. I'm sorry to say, it's like
my prior relationship, we would go to, let's say, Hawaii, and then we'd work in training. So you can travel and you're making money.
right. But you're dating someone who's similar fields what you're doing though.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
Right.
something that's like saying that,
But I feel like I could create business for anyone I'm dating. So anyone I'm
That's
dating,
hot.
I'm such a team player. So if I'm making money, I'm finding a way for you to make money too.
okay.
But you have to be like motivated and
So you have to
Right.
date an entrepreneur.
definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's what you need to date. It
I
doesn't matter.
can't- I
They have
don't
to be an
think-
entrepreneur. They have to be able to see
Yes.
opportunity financially.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have to, in a way, use you for your capabilities, not only like for the dating
like I'll
purposes.
set it up, you have to steal the deal.
Right.
Right.
And then you collect 20%, obviously.
I never take shit.
Always take 20%. Start invoicing those people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the other thing is like, why are you where you're at comes into play too,
Okay.
right? Like if you're, let's go back to decent or hot and broke is what I
Okay.
use, or just let's say,
Yeah.
let's not make him broke, but just, he's on the path.
right.
He's trying to get
He's
there,
still-
right? But are you trying to get there and you're putting in the work and it just hasn't unfolded yet and materialized, or are you just like lazy, right?
How long do you give someone?
I don't think I've ever
That's a good
dated
question.
anyone that's lazy.
Yeah, but how long do you
Right.
give that person though? Because is it just a thing where you just all of a sudden you just kind of phase out? No, it's just a phase out, right?
And
You
I
just get
will
tired
tell,
of it?
and you can agree with me here. A lot of men that I know that are freaking multimillionaires, like they've crashed. So they've lost it
Of
all.
course.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that have been very freaking successful
Mm-hmm.
in business and then they don't have shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can't date for the premise of money alone, because money can be
Right.
gone at any
It's so
time.
funny. It's like, what a
So you
why?
have
easy
have
to
it-
crash.
You have to have a deeper connection, because
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's happened to me.
I've crashed 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
more.
I've crashed.
I don't know.
I've crashed.
You probably know
I had
better.
one major
Yeah.
crash.
You've had one major crash?
One major crash where I fucking lost everything.
Why do you date? Like, is there a goal, or is dating for the dating's sake, or is there like a goal in your
No.
dating? Because
There's
I think that matters. Because like if you're dating to just have fun, and that's what you honestly see yourself
Yeah.
doing, and when you date, that's all you're doing. Some of those things are like, I don't care if they're self-destructive, because that's what
Right.
we're dating. But if you're
this-
like
that's
dating
a
to
good
like marry
question.
someone, to settle down, to have a kid, like you kind of look for different things in that partner while
See, I don't
dating.
know if I believe in marriage.
So you're in
Because it's-
perpetual dating. You're just gonna date.
I wouldn't say it's perpetual dating. Like, I definitely want to have a life partner, but I don't want the government involved in my
She
relationship.
doesn't want the paper.
Got it.
In other words.
So,
Makes
But in
sense.
reality, you are without the legal term of marriage, you do want to get married with someone for the sake of being them.
ooh,
For
see, you say married, and I
just
literally
shuddered.
freak out.
I saw
Like,
you just
you-
cringe.
Like, I shut down because I'm like,
right. Whoa,
Like,
so you're like,
I-
slow down. It's your first podcast. Slow down.
I would love
This is
to
why he's
have,
behind the
because I don't like
He asked the
to
real
have like
questions.
multiple partners. So I like to find one person, be with them, and that's like my ride or die.
right. Michael Sartain, who does a show out of this studio,
Mm-hmm.
posed a question like, there's two types. There's like nobody is like monogamous. Everyone is polyamorous in a way where you're just you're
I don't
You're-
agree with that.
You're,
I agree.
We argue.
I agree
you're
with
monogamous
that.
over many different times of
Yeah.
being polyamorous. Like, so if you were dating someone for 10 years,
Oh, meaning sooner or later.
sooner or later,
Yeah.
if you're dating someone for 10 years, you're,
But look at your parents.
that. Well, see, but they
Yeah, but
they
his
hold
dad's cheating.
true.
No, I'm kidding. I just wanted. I'm just messing with you.
They hold true
With
to the
me.
values of
No, I'm
marriage.
just kidding.
When you ask them for like relationship advice, they say even if it sucks now, blah blah blah. If their personalities, blah, blah, it's like they will say to take sacrifices. But will you take? But it's sounding like you won't. You have a note like you will not if they're doing some fucked up shit, you're out.
No, I have a couple non-negotiables, but I'm like a ride or die. So if
But how is
I
that
meet
proved?
you and you're like a freaking billionaire and you lose everything, I'm gonna be by your
What's
side.
the
I'm not
probation
fucking
period
ditching
then?
you. There is no probation period. It's like a heart. Like you
know.
have that feeling. And so my girl's dad, I would have done anything in the world for him.
Right.
It didn't matter how much he made or didn't make. Like I would freaking die for that guy.
Right.
But then, you get kids in the mix, and then, other things happened. And at that point, I had my loyalty was to my girls. So I had to be an example to them.
What are your non-negotiables?
My non-negotiables are,
My favorite one that she says off the bat, porn. That's one of
Porn.
them.
So
Oh, really?
No. Is that a yes
That's a
or no?
huge
to
no.
both?
so
non-negotiable,
yeah,
by the way.
I'm not like a big, because I'm super sexual. So if I'm having sex with you every day, I feel like you don't need to watch porn. Like I am your porn.
Right.
So they're not allowed to watch
So-
porn without you.
I'm not saying they're not allowed to watch porn, but I just feel like if I'm sleeping with you every day, what's the
True.
purpose?
Right.
Like I feel like you don't need a purpose. If I'm not sleeping with you, then it's open for discussion or conversation. If you want something, come to me and ask me. If I'm not going to give it to you, then that may be a reason for you to watch it or seek it somewhere else. But if I'm giving you that, what is the purpose?
Right.
Right.
I don't understand.
That's how you see porn as a tool rather than a kind of like a
I
hobby.
feel like porn is like a weakness in a
Right.
sense because and this is just my experience with porn. I know that when I watched it a lot, I was less connected to my partner. So I would go to strip clubs, watch
Right.
porn, and then there were certain things and visuals that I
Right.
needed to get there. And then when I eliminated it from my sex life, sex became so much better and my connection was so much more.
So you'd rather they come to you instead of going to the porn. So you'd rather
Yes.
like he comes to you and he's like, okay,
Yes.
hear me
This is-
out.
yes.
It's 2 midgets and a goat, but just,
Yes.
but hold on.
Yes.
What-
Got it.
I think any and everything is up for, like, hey, let's compromise.
Right.
Okay.
right.
But the
Especially
hard,
if
the hard
it's-
part
if
is
it's like-
getting there, as we all know. Like,
Yeah.
like to round that up. It's
Most
just
men
getting there.
though,
Communication.
most
Right.
men can't ask
No.
for what they
Right.
want, and I have no problem asking for what I want and what I need.
Well, it's probably hentai then.
What?
Have you ever heard of hentai?
No, what the hell is
It's
that?
like a Japanese anime. Not that I would know.
Yeah.
But in my
Be
generation,
very
it's very
well
popular.
versed.
Explain.
I mean, I know they have like fucking panties and vending machines there. 'cause
Well, okay,
they like
take
to
that,
fucking
but like
sniff
it's all
panties.
cartoon characters, so like all
Having
there's no-
sex?
having sex. Yeah. I brought that up as a joke. I didn't really want to elaborate.
We're all like this going,
Wait,
please
do you
explain."
watch it?
No.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's really. It's.
Why are you
it's-
getting defensive?
Anyways, see you guys. No, it's just a different style. But a lot of people watch it, just like porn. It's just interesting your perspective. Like, so you wouldn't watch porn while having sex with somebody. Like a lot of people like to do that
I did, but I
Right.
don't anymore.
because you feel like sex should be an intimate thing between
I feel
two
like
people.
yes, I don't. So even like strip clubs, then I would like fantasize about the girl that I saw.
Right.
So I'm super freaking visual. So
So-
I'm having sex with my guy, and I'm thinking of someone else.
Is there a loophole? No pun intended. If you film yourselves having sex, play it on the TV and have sex yourselves having sex. Is that would that be off the table?
What the fuck?
Wait,
Why are
say
you
that
looking
again?
at me?
I'm
Okay, so
I'm actually curious. This is open to everyone. Would
Right.
you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
I
Wait,
mean-
say it again.
make your
Like-
own porn,
Right.
Film
And then
yourself having-
watch
and
it.
then watch
Right.
it the next time you have sex on the TV. You're watching yourself. Your own.
Have
porn.
you done that,
I mean, you guys
Travis?
don't-
I've done that.
You guys don't
Yeah.
do that?
I mean, I've done it.
I have done
but
it.
I feel
You
like-
have Vanessa's
I-
OnlyFans account. You could just scroll through that.
Yeah.
Have a
Right.
field day.
It's all good.
But there's just there's just so many different avenues of it right now. It's so available to everyone. So everything's wide open.
like
Right.
I don't probably want. I mean,
I'm just trying to understand, like, what about porn that you're like? Is it the addiction? Like, I understand what you're saying.
You're asking her why she's so prude. Is that what you're asking her?
No, it's not. I'm actually just trying to like
I just
break
like
it down to the
instigating.
Yeah.
most bare. Like, so is that a yes or like? What's your opinion?
yeah,
on
I've
that?
already done that.
Oh, okay.
So
Been
I
there,
just-
done that, got
yeah.
the T-shirt. Okay.
But you wouldn't do it multiple times. It's not something you would do.
I mean, it's like I said, it would be a conversation to have with my partner if he was like really into that. But one of my non-negotiables is I don't want to have a partner that's into girls and guys. So that's like
So that's
a
a new
non-negotiable.
thing right now.
Girls and guys.
Yeah, so I don't
Okay.
want a man that enjoys sleeping with men and women.
Got it.
So I feel like fuck, it's hard enough.
How often do you run into that?
Like-
As with men in our city.
Well, I've been in like a few long-term relationships, so I'm a little new to like the dating scene,
Right.
but that's like a question that I'll ask up front. Like, do you hook up with guys too?
That's
And
so-
if they do, then it's like a non-negotiable for me.
And she's not the only girl to say that, by the way. A few of my friends in Los Angeles have said the same thing out of the blue. And you actually said it after they said it. And I was like, is this a thing? Like, it's
is
a
a
new
thing.
thing now where girls are like, I don't
so
want a
guys are
guy
like-
who sleeps with guys and girls. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, it's
know?
hard enough to like, women want your dude, like, and then you have to worry about dudes too.
Like,
what
this
the
isn't
fuck?
fair.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like, I could never.
I don't want to be stressed out over poker night.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't provide that to you. Like, I'm not gonna, and I'm not gonna. If I have, I'm not putting a strap on.
You're like,
It's
oh, you're going to wrestling practice again, huh?
Yeah.
So what it
Late
really
at night.
Fourth time today.
the real
God, you're
reason,
putting in the work.
the real reason why is you just don't like butt stuff. You don't want him to know.
She didn't say that.
whose show is this?
Yeah.
You just said the last thing you
No.
said was like you don't want to put on a strap on.
Well,
so like, that
I'm
must
definitely not. I feel like that's another thing. I feel like I would look at my guy
She
different.
was just saying, I guess
I'm
what
just
she-
saying
If you
in
drilled
general,
him?
like,
Yeah, that's no good.
I
Can't do it.
definitely don't want to drill my dude, and I
Right.
don't want to worry about
Yeah, I
him
guess.
being
She was just saying
attracted
she
to
didn't
other
want to have to
men.
supplement
Right.
Yeah.
for that situation. If someone's a
course.
guy and she
Thank
said,
you,
well, I don't
Chris.
want you with guys. And she goes, well, and
Yeah.
also, well,
she has
please
everything
go
a
put
woman
on the
can
strap on
provide
it.
and
If-
nothing a
Right.
man can provide.
If
Right.
you are into that thing, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to work for me. So I'm not hating on anyone that's into that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying that it's not a dynamic that I'm okay with
That makes sense.
for me.
I like to think that people who are monogamous and are bisexual, they are what they are when they're in the relationship. So if they're with me and it's a girl and then I'm a guy, then it's a straight relationship. They're a bi person in a straight relationship, but that means everyone is off the table because we've agreed that there's no other.
Are you bi?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Have
but-
you ever experimented with a man?
No. I just know for a fact that I'm not gay.
How do you know if you've never tried?
Because I've had many chances,
Right.
and I've decided to never follow through. And maybe it's nerves. Well, I guess we'll see. Check back on
Right.
the next time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I don't like broccoli. I've had many
Right.
chances, and
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just
need to
know.
eat it. I just
have
know
you
that I
ever
don't
been with a
want-
guy?
No.
Like, do you have any?
No.
What about
Oh, okay.
Jose?
No.
Well, okay. So you've had threesome?
Yeah.
Threesome? Do you have a threesome with guys or only
No,
girls?
girls.
I would have a
Okay.
threesome.
I had,
with a guy.
I had a threesome with a
You
guy,
would?
but
I would.
the woman's
I know
spot
guys
woman's
that
back.
have.
Never
Right.
but not like
You gotta keep the
Natalina
socks on.
style.
There was a no-fly zone.
Natalina
There was
just
a-
said that's the
Yeah.
impossible journey. No guy will do that. So I've had a threesome.
Wait,
with
what is that?
I-
Say it again.
Oh, there's-
Wait, what? What did you
There's
just
the
say?
impossible that one of our guests had said. You got to listen to the unconventional sexual fantasy episode, by the way.
Okay.
It's off the chart. We're gonna have Natalina in here, but she said, my biggest fantasy that I want, and no guy will do this. She said, what you see on porn when you see like the DPing,
Right.
she goes,
Which I
no
didn't
guy
know what
will do
that was. I had to Google it.
Of course.
And this woman who's on our show, she's done a lot. And she goes, that's my ultimate fantasy. I'm like, and you're looking at her going, you've never had that one of the things. She goes, I've had guys, double guy, but
Right.
no guy's going to go venturing off together on the backside with me together.
I don't know if I'd ever
So-
do that. I would have to know the guy. It'd have to be my
Wait, I
friend.
thought one's in the front and one's in the back.
No, she said
That's
she wants the
spit roast.
DP. Natalina wants DP.
Wait, tell me what that is again.
double
when-
penetration.
I know that,
Can't
but
explain
It's either-
it even
it's a
better
mix.
than
But I'm
that.
getting
She's
the
acting
visual
like she didn't
because
know.
it
She
could be
knew.
like coming in the front and going in the back, or she wants it in the mouth.
doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
Well, but that's not DPing if one's in the mouth and one's in the behind.
That's
I'm
just
by
threesome.
behind, I mean behind her.
wait. So she's still in the middle. The guy is.
No,
or
she's
the guy
not
No,
in the
she
middle.
wants both guys on the same side, and she's, two quarterbacks under one center.
Wait, how does that even? How does that even work?
You
One
do
guy
need to watch
underneath,
more
one guy
porn.
on the bottom.
Yeah. So one.
Right?
So
She's riding one guy
on
and
top,
then-
and then
Yeah.
one's
Right.
behind her.
Yeah.
Oh, so that guy kind of has to straddle the guy.
Here, stand on the
Right.
table for a minute.
Right,
Just
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's that. So
yeah, for enough money. Anyway, so if you didn't
Yeah.
know what DP meant here
Yeah.
on the Dating Intelligence podcast, it means a double penetration.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to something you said about 2 minutes ago. You said something about if you are in a if you're bi or dating monogamy, you said something about that person becomes who you want them to be in the relationship.
No, it's just like if I'm a bi person
Yeah.
and I'm dating another guy, then I'm gay. If I'm a bi person, I'm dating another girl, I'm straight. Now, I mean, you're obviously bi by the definition, but if it's a monogamous relationship, there's not even a chance I'm going to be able to sleep with another person. So I am, for all intents and purposes, straight and or gay in those.
But how do you know
relationships.
that? But that's what I wanted to ask you. You just said there's not a chance, but that means you're not asking your partner if that's a possibility.
I mean,
And if it's not a possibility, then the person who is bi has the choice to stay in
that's
it or
if they
not.
want threesomes or an open relationship. But
Right.
That doesn't
Typically,
apply.
someone that's bi, they have to
normally be in.
fill that need. So it's a conversation that you have from the get-go. Otherwise, in my opinion, are you wasting your time?
Yeah,
When I
that's what I
date a
meant by
bi
that.
woman,
That's
there
what I
is a little bit inside of my head where I'm like, there's a possibility that it could be two women and me in a relationship.
Does that intimidate you? The fact that she not only is attracted to men but women too?
No, actually, I love it. So, I mean, how I treat my girlfriends is like, I want another man to try to hit on her, and I want her to decline him. That gives me power.
Well,
it
you
gives
should
me
hope that she declines.
She was
it.
with you
There
up
go.
until the declining part. She was
Well-
like, I like this plan
Right.
until the end.
Well,
there.
I mean, like I'll step in when I have to, and I thankfully I
Right.
never had to there's never any physical altercation. It's just like, hey, I'm the boyfriend. He's like, all right, see ya. But
Yeah, but you don't. But what I'm getting at, so this is why you're here, because
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
23
23
right about now. So
You're 23?
you don't have to do that.
I thought you were 25. You lied
23.
about your age?
no, I didn't lie to you.
Oh.
And you misheard me.
Travis, you
Maybe
don't
I
have to
did.
do that. What you just said, it was like, if she's declining someone, yes, all my girls get hit on, and I just sit back and just laugh my ass off because
Right.
I know that they're with me and they're not going to do anything. But at the same time, you have to let them be that person to let it
Yeah,
go.
it's a test
You know?
at first, but
Right.
then it's just trust after
Right,
that.
right. And at your age, I understand what you're saying because it's a boa thing of like, oh, who the fuck's hitting on my girl because it's new.
Right.
But after a while, it just happens to all
And
women.
if they're and if
Agreed?
they are,
That's
all women get
daily
hit
for
on.
me. Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
right,
it's
you know.
fucking never ends. DMs in person,
so true.
wherever, grocery
Vanessa?
store. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
all
constant.
day, every day.
But she's good at declining. She's
Yeah.
she's worked
Yeah.
at Wet Republic.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's had to decline a million times.
in the
Right.
gym. I crack up because we do our own thing in the gym because I'm not man enough to do her leg workout, and I'll be 5 feet away and someone will come up to like shoot their shot and they don't even realize like we're
And you just
together. And I
laugh.
just laugh. Sometimes I
Right.
put it on story.
See, that's
you know.
being secure
Yeah.
though.
That's
So,
I
but
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
being secure. But if anyone like gets, this is what I hate when guys, boom, hey, that's my one. I'm like, dude, you're so fucking
Yeah, like,
insecure. I didn't-
relax,
First of
chill
all,
out,
I didn't
dude.
know that.
Right.
Yeah.
I just, and by the way, I'm
Yeah.
just standing next
It's not
to
a
the
crime
fucking bar.
to hit on someone.
Right.
Like you can't be mad. Like,
Well,
come on.
I'm standing at the bar saying, hey, can you get the bartender for me? And I need you to come up to me and say, oh, you're talking to my girl. I'm like,
Right. Right.
what the fuck is this coming from,
Right.
dude?
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So people are just
Yeah.
insecure with that shit. But your security, knowing who you're with right now. And by the way, my thing is always said it, and the people go, what if she did something behind your back? You go, then I can't. That means
is what it is.
I'm not haven't lived up to what she wanted. Then
Yeah, or
There's
the
nothing
relationship's
I
not
can
going to
do
work
about
because
that.
I'm a monogamous person. If she accepts his offer and goes off with him, I'm like,
Then
great.
it has nothing to do with you.
Did the work for me.
Right. And most people get offended by. I'm like, ego can get in the way, and you feel like shit. But get over it. It just was never meant to be. Why do you want that person back after?
Right.
And plus, a lot of times when ladies dress up and when they get all pretty for a man or a woman, they have confidence. And I don't want somebody to date me and then feel like they have to dress down
Right.
in public and not have that confidence.
Definitely
that they
don't dress down.
Like why should
Right.
why should they feel like they can't look pretty
Right.
when they're amongst other men?
Well,
Like,
I've dated guys. They're like, you just dress like that for attention. Why are you wearing?
And I would
that?
be like,
it's
you
wear that
I
watch
want
for
that.
attention, dude.
Do you agree with that, John? I would
Me?
want that.
Not
to
you.
be
Yeah, I would
that
want
way.
that.
talking
Or
about-
what's funny is they'll say you dress like that because you want attention, but that's what got their
I
attention.
say that all the
Exactly.
time.
In the
You
beginning.
didn't have a problem in the beginning when you were dating me,
Yeah.
but now that
Instagram
we're
was
married,
no problem for them in the beginning.
On how
right?
they met her when
so
they
I
DM'd her.
canceled all my
right?
social media
Yeah.
for my ex. Like
Really?
yeah. So I was like, we dated, got married, stopped modeling, canceled all social media, and then started another business. And we would go out, and he just didn't like the attention.
wow.
So I'm like, I mean, nothing's really changed on my end. It's
Right.
changed
Yeah.
on your end. So you're kind of the one with the issue.
Which
Yeah.
that's a thing, by the way, and that's something you touched upon earlier that ties into this. Most people, when you start dating someone, they will be whoever you want them to be, and then all of a
Correct.
sudden, a little bit later
When the
on,
honeymoon's over.
they change, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like, where the fuck
Right.
did you come
False
from? You know?
advertising.
Yeah,
Yeah. Would you ever do that again with your social media? Mm-hmm. You
Yeah.
would?
You would
Yeah,
delete
I
your
think
social
if
Really?
I met someone and I was like all in, then because I feel like I can create a business no matter where or what I'm doing. So I don't need Instagram to make my money. I like Instagram. I love modeling. I love taking sexy photos, but I don't need to put it on display. So if we went on vacation, say we were dating, you're like, hey, no more modeling. I'd be like, hey, take a sexy picture of me. And then I would create that for you.
But don't
so I'm
you
not
think-
losing that part of me.
Okay.
But don't you think that's the fact that he would want you to do that is a sign of being controlling
Right.
and it's only going to get worse?
Because
I
he's
mean,
going to
it
ask
could
you.
Because
be.
I'm here to tell you, it's only going to get worse.
Because he's
I
gonna ask
agree
you for
because then,
something more
then
and
it'll
more
be
and
more
more.
and more and
Right.
more. It could lead down a destructive path.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's the same
So
thing.
it would have to be like a mutual decision that we were like, okay, but then I would want to
Would
do
you ever bring it
else.
up on your own? Would you without his knowledge
Well,
be
when
like, I'm deleting my social
But
media?
that's
now
the
that we're
mutual right there. If she has to bring up, he cannot though, because if he
Right.
asks, all of
Yeah.
a sudden that's still a controlling thing.
I
Like,
agree.
hey,
Yeah.
you know what? After a while, it's like I don't really like you doing that. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Well,
unless you go,
that's
you know what?
something
That is
that
time to
I-
turn
I'm
it
kind of
up.
tired. If you went, you know what? I'm kind of tired of doing this. What are your thoughts on that?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's a
I don't think-
response.
yeah, I
But
don't-
for him, mutual only comes from you, honey. It does not come from his side on when it comes to doing with your business and
Yeah.
what you do. You know, that's one thing about like, so my significant doctor, and one thing I always said is, which people do, you're dating someone who's never there or has to be on call or whatever, and then they get pissed off because you're not around. I go, don't ever, and she used to go, I'm sorry, I have to go back in the hospital for overnight and do like a surgery or whatever. I go, don't ever apologize for your job. It's like, I know
Right.
what you do I know what I'm
Right.
getting into.
Yeah. Right.
Don't ever apologize ever again to me about what you do for a living. If you get in the middle, I'm like, it's not, it sucks, but I'm not going to sit there and wail like a baby and
Right.
be like, you can't do this anymore.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
It's actually the biggest problem I have with dating is like I spend so much time. I'm very passionate. My work is my hobby and is where my friends are. So it's just like I'd rather spend all of my waking hours here doing
Right.
what I like to do. And a lot of times, just ladies just don't. They just see it as I'm going to Office Depot and I'm working. They're like, "When's your lunch break?" I'm like, "Ha ha."
Yeah.
But like lunch break, I don't. It's whenever I
Yeah.
want, or I don't eat at all.
But it's Saturday.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Saturday.
right.
But it's what do I want to do on Saturday? Is I want to do what I want
Like
to
you
do.
enjoy
Yeah,
being here.
right.
So really it's not even work.
Yeah,
You're
I
doing
mean,
what you love. That's how I
absolutely.
feel with any and everything that I've done in my life. So which is like a discussion I've had with my daughter. She's a little more like traditional and like the 9 to 5. So like growing up, she always had a problem with what I did. And she's like, you've never had a normal job. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is a normal job?
Right.
And she's like, you're not like my friend's parents. Like you don't. And I'm like, if that's what you consider a normal job, I don't want any fucking part of it.
Right.
So I guess, yeah, you're right. I've never had a normal job, but I love everything that I've done and created.
But you need somebody that understands that like even to date somebody, they have to understand unequivocally what that means about you and your lifestyle, or else they'll just be like, whenever you're not at work, your time is mine. It's like, you're at my time all the time. It's just like, I just like to be at work a lot. It has nothing, doesn't mean I want to be away from you. It's just it's my hobby.
Okay, so your girl then, if you're here and what you're saying with your girlfriend, how do you guys work that then? Because you've answered the question.
It didn't. I broke up with her because of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she felt like you worked too much.
She didn't project any of that on me. I noticed that was the reason why our relationship wasn't working, and I wasn't willing to compromise, and I ended it.
Okay.
Oh, good for you. I feel like that was a mature move.
It was a very mature and very hard decision, and it's like, and I had to keep on, even to this day, it's been like 9 months at this point. And the relationship was so good. I devastated my family because from the outside, we're like the perfect match. It's just, and for her own mental health, I couldn't bear the fact that I felt like I was not there for her.
Okay.
So
how long did you date?
We dated a year. Like I
thought he was going to say 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Do you still have sex with her?
Yeah.
No, we broke up on the phone, and I haven't seen her since.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
What?
God.
You're
Terrible
a
way to
tough
go.
one
Yeah, he
because
sent
of
a
your
text.
age, though,
Hey,
too.
I'm out.
I
That's what he
did
wrote.
send
He
a
showed it
text
to me.
message.
It just said,
That was-
yo, I'm out.
You did that?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I did though.
Savage.
This is the purge.
Hashtag it's over.
It's pretty fucked up, and I never thought I'd be that shallow.
Right.
But circumstances just led itself to I couldn't see her. Like there was no way for me to see her. She was really in an emotional state.
Okay.
And I told her I said, let's talk about when I see you. And she did the whole thing. If you're not willing to talk about it right now.
Continuation, yeah.
Right.
And
So
I'm
then he was
that's
like, okay,
different.
swiping left.
Yeah, okay, swiping left now.
Yeah.
And then she called me, and then I broke. I pretty much said that I wanted to break up. She's like, "Are you breaking up with me? Yes or no?" I said yes. She hung up on me and blocked me and everything. This time.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's been 9 months, so no dick and dash.
No, I have
Well,
plenty
no.
of
It's
dashing
not
and
dick and
dicking.
dash.
Yeah.
It would be.
Pussy. And
We called it. I called
Yeah.
it on their last
No.
episode. Just I called it peanut butter and jelly.
Oh.
You get P and A, P and B,
PB.
PB and whatever. Anyways,
PB and V.
Okay. All right. Oh.
we can't call it dick and dash. What I'm saying. So remember, I said
Okay,
no,
yeah,
peanut
yeah.
butter and jelly.
Titty and.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. It's unfortunate, but like there are certain things that I think if people are accountable to that, their environment, that they can prevent much more misery down the line just by having misery now.
Right. Did she when she hung up at that moment in time? Do you feel like you said it was from your end. You felt all that guilt or whatever, but do you feel like she was blindsided by you?
No, it's
at all?
been a problem that I've been working on, and when I would work on it, it wouldn't get
It's
any
not
better.
a problem.
What do you mean by that?
You working is not a problem.
You're right. So I never, that's correct. I never saw it as a problem. I would think things are going great.
Yeah.
I'm happy at my job.
Why don't you incorporate her? Why doesn't she come hang out? Bring you lunch here.
But that's something
She didn't
that
drive.
Okay.
What do you mean
there was a
she
lot
didn't
of
drive?
She didn't
She doesn't have a
car.
driver's license?
She didn't have a car.
How old is she?
She was my age.
14.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And that was
Delete it.
something he didn't really want to talk about today, but that was really the biggest problem.
Yeah,
Was
she just had her training wheels taken off her bike,
she'd
so.
be at recess texting, and
That's why.
So-
See, that's
the texting. I
to
get
me,
it now.
that's not a
Totally
fucking
understand.
partner.
No, it's not. And do you know what? Do you know what
I
saved
feel
our
like you should
relationship?
have your own things, but you should also want to crush it together too.
And,
Right.
And it's hard. And part of my dating process, when I'm filtering out my non-negotiables, is they have to be able to not talk to me all day.
Okay.
For maybe I'll text them. Obviously, if we're dating, I'm
Yeah.
required to acknowledge her. But they have to understand that some days I will just be so focused on work from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and all I want to do is go home and sleep.
Got it.
Ooh, then maybe you're not really that into them.
Well, so that's what I think. It's if I wanted something, then I would want to be with them.
Right.
But I just must want to work way more than anything else right now. And I think
That's just where
fact
you're
that-
at.
Correct. I'm just I'm accountable to my own feelings. I'm well, how do I feel now? I feel like I want to be at work all the time. Let's follow that path. That's what makes me happy. But I also want to have sex with people. So
There's
I
nothing
have
wrong
to
with that.
date to make that happen. But much like dating, I'm super honest. I'm upfront. I'm like, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship. I will treat you like a girlfriend, but I don't want the status. I
Right.
will take you out to dinner.
So you're like
I'll have-
me.
I want to date. I love date. I love little campfires. I love going to coffee. All these little kind of very relationship-esque things. But I
You don't
want to
want
not
the
speak to you
title.
for a week.
Right.
As well.
I get that. But as long as you're upfront about it, because there's a few episodes that I want to do that's on this timeline where guys, they set you up. They set a lot of girls up because they lead with that stuff, and then it's a way for them to ghost them, and it's an easy way out. But I understand because you're honest with them. And so most guys will go, you know what, when they start dating, I'm really busy, I'm this and that, and they don't follow through on their days off, or or they're not open and honest about, hey, I just want to go to bed. I've had a long week. You can understand, we can meet up tomorrow, whatever. They just have a whole nother life going on sometimes because it's a way out. It's a way of keeping a lot of women at bay.
Right.
It's true.
I'm sure you've probably done this. I've done this probably in my past some too, where you always have a lot of girls on that ringtone, on that speed dial going, okay, if this one is working, I can call this one right away. Or who do I want to see tonight? And so you leave everyone kind of on a, what's the word I'm looking for?
On a retainer.
On a retainer.
Yeah.
On
Standby.
Standby. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. So any one of them that gets closer, now when they get pissed off, you have that segment. I told you, that disclaimer, I told you I'm busy. And you're really just kind of wanting that time to do something else.
And I'm so romantic during these dates that they end up thinking I want to date them, and I always have to crush their heart.
I think
understand that
that's
too.
their problem. As
It-
long
it
as you're
is, but it's
upfront
also I
and open
can't-
from the get-go, then
I
they
can't-
should have no expectation.
I'm trying to find the better woman who doesn't get hurt by that, and
There's
it's hard.
someone.
I know. Well, I mean, it's just like you can't tell that they're that kind of person right when you
Right.
start dating them. So
Yeah.
even if you're honest, it is their problem. But I can't keep doing it knowing that it's doing nothing but hurting a bunch of women.
Yeah,
I
but
can't be accountable to myself.
You'll
and
start
know
so
picking
what
up
you're
the signs
saying
as
is
you
you're
get
hurting
older.
a bunch of women.
not all the time, but sometimes
playa. Look at this
Yeah.
play over
It's
here.
just the
I like
odds
that.
on finding that on Craigslist.
Yeah, Craigslist hookups is not like it
Slim
used to
to
be.
none.
Yeah.
It's not like it used
You
to
know,
be. Ugh, God, it's so much easier.
What
when
about
you're
your
14.
relationship, John?
Yeah, what about it? What do you want to know?
Where are you at with yours, John?
Oh, we're good.
Good. How many for you now? Or how long are we
It'll be
dating?
5 years in February.
Wow.
Well, it's 5 years in February for me. It's 5 years in April for her.
I like how that
Where
always
did you
changes,
guys
by the
meet?
way.
Tinder? No.
She
no,
lived.
I'm
She
kidding.
lifted a car when he was stuck
Yeah, Chuck
underneath
E.
it with her
Cheese.
leg.
Yeah,
She was in the
you
ball
know,
pit.
Yeah.
Did she bench
You
press the
know,
car off your? You got stuck.
She used to work at the steakhouse at the Hard Rock, and I used to when I lived in LA. I used to come out here every Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I mean, who am I kidding? I came out here every New Year's, Super Bowl, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day,
'Cause you lived
Thursday.
in LA.
Yeah, I lived in
Rainy
LA.
days.
Yeah. Anytime it was under 70 in LA. So I was staying at the Hard Rock, and I ate in the steakhouse with a friend, with a female friend, and I kept staring at her, and she was like, "Okay, go make your move." So I was like, "All right, I am." So I thought she was the hostess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "I'm going to go to the bathroom. I don't really need to go to the bathroom, but then when I come out, I'll hit the host stand and shoot my shot, So I go in the bathroom, and I'm sitting in there long enough to think okay, I think that's how long it would take, right?
Yeah.
So I go outside, and she's gone. I didn't realize
man.
the restaurant closed at 10. So she left at 10 on the dot. And it was 10:05 or whatever. So I was like, shit. So I knew I was coming back in 2 weeks for Super Bowl. So I was like, oh, I got to book a reservation, and I'm taking the whole crew
And hopefully
in there.
she's still there.
And so that's how.
So when you
great.
saw her, you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Yeah.
take
Did you do
her
it right
back.
away?
Yeah.
Did
Slow
you do it
motion.
right away when you walked up?
Yeah, and I'm
Okay,
so
good.
not that guy, which
Well,
is what's funny.
Yeah, but you didn't want to miss that
anti-relationship.
How many other people, men, have had that same exact feeling you've had, but you were successful?
With her,
Yeah.
she said 3,104.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah, she knew the number. Yeah,
Crazy.
She's like, you're the 3,100th guy to do this today.
Yeah.
No.
just had the
She goes, but the
biceps.
difference was I knew
Yeah.
you were waiting in the bathroom for me 2 weeks
Right.
ago and
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it was good.
Wow.
5 years.
Who knew?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Settle
I love
down.
it.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
Yeah, I don't like to rush in anything.
I get that. Take your time.
I got a plan.
You got
I got a plan.
Hey, I have
20
a
years
question
from
for you,
now.
John.
Huh.
So, when you were dating her at year one,
Mm-hmm.
was your goal of dating
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa, not necessarily her, just dating in general? Obviously, as you dated longer, you're like, this is the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. At the beginning, where you're like, this is
Listen
this,
to me. This is what I meant earlier or a second ago. I knew instantly.
Wow.
I used to make fun of people that talk like this.
Like, this is my
for
wife.
years. I'd go, oh, when you know, you know. Like, get the fuck
true
out of here,
thing.
dude. Like, what are you talking about? You stop.
You're like,
This
when
is
it knows, it knows.
Yeah, you sound like a
Basically
Hallmark
saying.
movie. Stop it. Stop it. This is so silly. You're embarrassing yourself. But yeah, I literally knew on sight.
Jamie,
Yeah.
get out the pen. We need to sign this card over here.
I actually
Right.
saw how she was. I actually remember. I saw her talking to an old couple, like an older couple, in their 70s, whatever. And the way she was talking to them
Was hot.
I could just tell, oh, that's a keeper.
Wow.
I could just tell.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe in but that's you looking across the room, but you got more than just the look. You got some
Yeah.
vibe and energy back from her.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you asked her out or whatever you did that night,
Yeah.
what took place after that?
She said no.
Okay.
Did she really?
Yeah, she was actually in a relationship at the time that was ending, and so I just kept pressuring. Actually, she lied. She said, if I would tell you the truth, she said she had a boyfriend, and I was like, no, I don't buy it.
Okay.
That's not the truth.
Yeah.
What's up? And she's like, why do you say that? I'm like, I'm just good at this. I meet too many people. Like, I know when someone's lying to me, and you're lying to me. Like, what's the deal? And she's like, okay, actually, don't tell anyone. I don't wear the ring, but I'm actually married. And she's like, I don't wear the ring because of tips. And I was like, I'll buy that part, but I don't believe the married happy part. Not happy.
Right. If she already
not
lied
happy.
because of the boyfriend.
Yeah, I said not happy. And she was like, why do you say that? I'm like, are you saying you're happy? And she's like, no, we're kind of going through like a divorce, whatever. I'm like, okay then, dinner, bitch. I didn't say dinner, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
But you knew.
Yeah, I knew. Mm-hmm.
You could just read her energy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if he's putting himself out there for the first time being a Hallmark card, you got to go the distance, and you did
Right.
away.
Yeah.
You were in it. That's great.
Yeah, so I made a dinner reservation. Oh, so I was walking by. Do you remember the Hard Rock? Like,
I
what's
do.
now Virgin, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they moved the gym to like the new tower, right? So I was staying at like the Paradise Tower, so I had to walk all that long walk to the gym. So, which means I had to walk by the steakhouse, which was right near like Pink Taco, next to Pink
Right.
Taco.
Yes.
So I was walking by the steakhouse and I saw her in there, but they weren't open yet. And I was like, oh shit, that's her. So I'm in like gym clothes and like a fucking hoodie. I look like a bum, you know. So I go up to the host stand and I'm like, motioning, come here. And she's trying to say like, we're not open. And I'm like, come here. I don't care. So she comes out and she's like, hey, we're closed. I'm like, I know, I just want to make a reservation for tomorrow night. She's like, okay, what's your name? We start talking, whatever. And I'm like, are you working tomorrow night? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, good. Otherwise, I could just cancel that reservation now. But good, I'll see you tomorrow. So yeah, and then I came in the next night with Ellenberger and Lacey K and like a crew of like 8.
Yeah. Social proof that you're a weirdo.
Yeah. And introduced her as my future wife.
Nice.
Yeah, she thought I was nuts.
To this day, you're still lying.
And you guys have been together ever since?
Ever since, yeah. I told her.
Did you move here then for her?
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and so then we started dating, and like on like the date number 3, I was like, so my lease ends June 30th, and I'm moving here July 1st. And I don't think she believed me. I think she just thought I was nuts,
Right.
Which I am.
I like it.
Yeah, and so then I
But
moved
she
here.
never ran away with all this
No.
craziness you're talking
She
about.
tried.
Most girls
So
have
then
been
it gets even
out.
worse. So on the worse, like on the pressure I put on her. So that was February 4th when I met her. So I come out here for Valentine's Day. 10 days later, and we go to dinner. And then I come back in April. Well, I come back every week. Who am I kidding? Literally every week. I come back for at least 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
And then my dad was performing at the South Point. He performs there every year on his birthday, like weekend, like April 3rd.
Okay.
So we are going to a birthday dinner. So now I've already been dating her for like a couple of months. And I'm like, hey, we're having, who does meet the parents after a couple months? Like, this is a little crazy, right? Really a month. Who are we kidding? Like 1 month, right? So I'm like, hey, we're going to my dad's birthday dinner. I broke every rule. Like, I would normally never bring anyone around. Like, get the fuck out of here. No chance. So I'm like, hey, come to dinner. And she's like, yeah? I'm like, yeah, it'd be like me, you, my dad, my stepmom, my sister, my sister's best friend. Oh. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, no, it's going to be fine. Like, come. And you come. She's like, okay. I remember texting my buddy, Jeff Cohen. I text him at like 2 o'clock. I go, yeah, she's coming to dinner. I said, but around 5, she's going to send me the cancel text. Literally, I'm like, around 5 o'clock today, she's going to cancel. There's no way, because I know the pressure is going to keep compounding, and she's gonna be like, what the fuck? I can't go meet this guy's dad. I don't even know about this guy. Like, I just get out of and when I say she was in a relationship, she was married. To her high school sweetheart. Wow. So she'd been together for 10 years.
Oh man.
So like, that's a lot to get rid of and then move on, right? So 5:20 hit. She's like, I don't think I'm going to make it tonight. And I started laughing. I forwarded it to my buddy. I was like, I was 20 minutes late. She's 20 minutes late. And I'm like, yeah, I knew you were going to send this. You're still coming. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink this. Blah, 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 blah. So she came. And then I had to like tell my dad, like, okay, no like marriage jokes. No, like, don't pressure this chick, because I've already done it.
Yeah.
You guys got to chill the fuck out tonight, because I know how my family is. And they were all on their good behavior, and the rest is history.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's all I was going to say. She probably had the look that you had when Travis asked that question to you about, and you're like,
Yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
See, but I like his approach because I feel like I need a man that's like aggressive, lays it down,
Right.
and
You want a
I like
caveman
it.
that just like grabs
Yep.
you by
Yeah,
the
but
back
you
of the
probably
hair and
do it with the
drags you
and
same
it's
into
like
the
this
dojo.
is what we're
John.
doing,
Right.
and yeah,
It's your persistency of the what, because she could probably sense the energy on like, this is not just like another girl to you. This was
Right.
something where you were like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the energy that you portrayed and gave
Yeah.
off. That's why I'm like, damn. 'Cause
Which is
most girls
crazy
would be-
because I used to always say, like, from high school, I used to say 2 things you'll never hear me say in my life: my wife or my kids. Literally in high school, I used to say, you'll never hear me
heard
say
that.
either of those 2 things. Still don't want the kids, but I would do the wife.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah,
I hear
just
ya.
crazy.
Wow.
Who knew?
how times change.
Right?
I mean, I still get laughed at when I broke both of those rules. People are like, whatever. I go, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. La 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 la. Yeah, right. Exactly.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. So, oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
All right. We got any more? This is a good round table. We got to have
Yeah,
you
I
guys on
know.
more.
It's over?
Well,
crazy.
it doesn't have to be.
We have,
Go.
yeah,
What's
we
happening?
have our guest waiting.
Who's your guest?
She's in. Should we just bring her
Wait, I
in
thought
here?
we were the
Like-
guest.
but like-
You are
she
our
could hear
guest.
us. I literally,
You guys are our guests.
I literally was like, you do.
I
go,
feel like
but
you
there's
just
so
need
much
to do
more
a
I
new
wanna add.
episode. I don't think this episode should be tainted with some
It should
random
not.
person that's out there. Who's out there?
She's really hot.
Yes, she
Yeah. She's really fucking
By the way,
hot.
guys,
Oh, really?
this is John's studio, and because he's not here, apparently the Travis looks more than once a month. He has no idea that there's a green room over there, the big
Yeah.
TV
Oh,
on
right.
it, and
Yeah.
our
She's
next
watching
guest
this
is
whole bunch of
watching.
things.
Yeah.
She's like, who's the asshole?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. All right.
You're the ass.
Wait,
I'm the
really
asshole.
quick, Chase, do you do anything around here?
Yeah. What's your story?
What do you mean?
Well, I like how John was like, Travis does everything. I wanted to be
Right.
like, what about Chase?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do what Travis doesn't do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Precisely. That was just
He
what I was
picks
about
up
to
He
his
say.
walks in
slack.
Travis's shadows. That's what he does.
Oh
Until
my
he grows taller than
God.
me.
Hey, there's a pecking order in
Yeah.
every business.
No,
I'm sorry,
Chase is
you
great.
know?
Actually, our team, this guy put together the best team. It's unbelievable.
That's what
I
you
don't know
said
if you've
when
met George.
We met George the
Carmona.
last
Yeah.
time we were here because George we were outside
Man-child.
talking with
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
George,
yeah.
we have like the 24-year-old all-stars or 23-year-old all-stars, whatever. It's unbelievable. Like,
You got a
they're-
good crew.
I was
Nothing
not
to
like
lose.
this. I don't know what you were like at 23,
That's
24.
why
But I wasn't like this.
I mean, I know his like only thing at the relationship side, like where you're talking about, very
Yeah.
true, but no, not like that. I still had
Yeah.
my shit.
Yeah.
I was jet setting around modeling as well at that time, and I didn't know shit.
You're not
Yeah.
a Boy Scout.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
that
It's
is
an Eagle
very
Scout.
true.
That's
It's just Eagle Scout
crazy.
things, you know?
Yeah. All I knew the fact was I was just jet setting and making a lot of money, and I
Yeah.
was happy. That's all I knew. So, but once again, once back to round this out again, it's the discipline. You know, we all have discipline, and no matter what's in front of your face, it always comes back to that.
Yeah.
You know, I've never lost my way. You don't either. You're very much pretty much, and you for sure. I mean, I wasn't as driven as you were with just like no girls in mind. Pff, I'm like,
No, girls are definitely in mind all the time.
well, but
Yeah.
I'd always curved my way just because of the girls, and that was
Right.
probably a big hindrance as well.
Interesting, yeah.
So, which
When I met you modeling. I didn't know if you were gay or straight.
right, I get that all the time. You
Yeah.
know, until I laugh it off, and then they go, "Oh yeah, he's definitely straight."
You're,
sure.
Well, after
Yeah.
I brought you to the club, then
Right.
I knew
oh,
he
yeah.
was not fucking gay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we met in Texas, and I was flying to Atlanta for a club appearance. And he happened to be there too. I'm like, oh, just come out with me.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And I'm like, oh
She
shit,
picked
it's
a car
coming.
for me and everything as well. And we get there.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was a good time. My brother-in-law, my ex-brother-in-law, he was a Miami Dolphin. He was first round draft choice. So when my sister got married to him, I was telling her this story earlier, like, you know, when I flew in to go to Miami for modeling jobs that time of the year, I stayed with them for a few weeks, and he's like, man, I don't want to. She goes, you're going to take my brother out tonight with your football friends. And I didn't find out till later. He goes, Chris, man, he goes, I didn't want to take you out with us tonight because I thought you were like a square and this and that. He goes, and all of a sudden, like, dude, you can hang out with us anytime. 'Cause we were out at the strip joints, and I was just whooping up, bringing girls, and they're like, dude, who the fuck is this guy? And my brother-in-law, he goes, I'm sorry, man.
Wingman of the
I'm
year.
so sorry, yeah. So
Yeah.
I always do that. People change their minds. That's the way it should be. Yeah. So,
It was good though. It was a good time.
all right, I guess we have to kick you guys out.
All right, we're out. Yeah,
Okay,
we're
bye.
gone.
This week-
Okay, bye.
We love you guys. We have
all
to do.
good.
Can we do a part 2?
Yeah, let's
I
do
haven't
it.
even talked
Okay.
about, like, I'm very into Tinder and the whole
What?
ecosystem. Like
You Tinder?
Dude, I pay for Tinder, and there's reasons, but check back for part 2. So
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's an episode that I want to do, and I think we're going to have you guys on. We just have to bring maybe one more girl called I want to do a Breakfast Club episode. Just talk about our past on what
We should
what,
have.
the
Oh my
job
God,
like
we
this,
need
have that.
we need Natalie.
Yes. And then where are you guys
You'll
at
lose
now
your
in your
shit.
lives?
Natalie's
You know,
DP
so you've
girl.
got a lot of growth.
DP
Yes.
girl.
Yeah.
Old DP.
Yeah.
Did she know that's her nickname?
Yeah, well,
She
she's
taught
gonna
us.
know now.
Did she finally get it? Or
We need to ask her.
Oh, yeah.
But she
amazing, yeah.
also said that she recently learned how to.
Squirt.
squirt.
Yeah.
And that there was
That's something you learn how to do?
that's
it's a
what she
practice
said.
thing.
That's what
She
she
said
said.
a guy taught her how to do it really
taught her
well.
in Miami, and he is the squirt master.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Crazy.
I'm into that.
You know what?
I could do without the mess. I mean,
And you also said
Squirt's
you weren't a
not pee,
Hallmark
John.
card,
Yeah.
John. You said you weren't a Hallmark
Yeah,
card. Look at you now. So.
I mean, I'm raunchy as it could get, but I
You don't
can-
want to get peed on.
I always
can
say
skip
leave
the
your mind
squirt.
open.
It's
Be
more like
open-minded
Newton.
until you don't want to do it. Have one experience and don't do it.
I did date a girl. I know we have to go, but I dated a girl long time ago, pre-Vanessa, very pre-Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa.
And she had like a sex drawer, and which I opened up by mistake. And it was like
You smelt it before you saw
beads and whips and all kinds of shit. I'm not into props.
it. Right.
But she's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, I don't need props. I did stand-up comedy. No props. Not a prop guy. No ventriloquist. You need a ventriloquist, or flame eater or something. I don't know. So she says, oh, I want to put those beads in your ass. And I was like, no. Nope. And she's like, no, you'll love it. I'm like, yeah, pass.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, guys love it. I'm like, what guys? I don't know what you're talking about. It's not
Yeah.
going to happen. It's one way for me.
One way.
So she's like, no, you'll like it. We went back and forth, and like I won the argument, but I
Thank
lost
God.
the war because I actually felt like, oh my God, she's so bored. Like while we would be doing, I'd be like, she's so. All I could think about is, oh fuck, all she wants to do is shove anal beads into my
Right,
ass.
but-
Go into her
And
sex drawer chat.
I'm just like, she's so fucking bored to tears, and I quit seeing her like 2 days later. I was
That's
like,
literally
yeah, I'm
like
out.
the same
I can't do it.
sentiment as Jamie with porn. I mean, like, why do you need porn to have good sex?
Right.
She's bored.
What's with
the guy would be
beads?
bored?
Right.
Right.
I was like, this
Can't
is so
fulfill what,
boring. I'm
fantasy.
so boring because
Wait. So are you saying? Wait, I'm confused.
porn is the prop. You're
Porn is
saying,
the
basically.
prop that some men
You're saying like,
need.
why would you need
Yeah, I
porn?
feel like if
why
you're
do you
with
need
me,
to
you
shove
d-
beads
well,
into me?
yeah,
What
I
about
agree.
me is not
Okay,
enough?
yeah.
Right.
That you're like, God, that guy'd be perfect
If
if
you-
I
It's
could
that.
just shove those
Yeah.
beads in his
but
ass.
it's- But that's cool for her. It's just
Yeah.
it's a no go for
Yeah.
you.
Exactly.
God knows
Yeah.
what comes after that, by the way.
Right,
Fuck,
yeah.
yeah.
Today it's beads,
It's a
tomorrow it's a
segue.
corn
A
stalk.
ponytail.
Like what the fuck?
He's got a tail.
The dragon.
All right, we're gonna go.
All right,
You kids have fun.
Okay, part 2 to happen again later on, guys, with these two. We got Travis Fleischman.
Flesher.
Sorry,
Flesher.
Flesher. God, why do
Yeah,
I forget
Fleischman
that?
is margarine.
Flesher, right. We got Joanne Orlando over here, the two Sticky Paw Guys crew. We love you guys a lot. Thanks
You
for being on
too.
the show today.
Thank you.
All right, Chase, we love you too back there, man.